What's going on, Big Blue? And welcome to the Football World with Juice for another NFL record prediction. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the New York Giants' upcoming 2023 season, giving you my thoughts, my analysis, and ultimately what I believe the Giants will be in 2023. If that sounds good, don't forget to like up the video. Of course, subscribe to the Football World with Juice for more NFL content. And get in that comment section, Giants fans. How do you think your team's going to do this year? Are they going to build off last year's success and make the playoffs again, go on a deep run? Are they going to be where they were last year? Are they going to get to the playoffs, but maybe not quite there yet? Or are they going to decline? Let me know. Now, let's pick some games. The New York Giants kick off their 2023 season at home versus the Dallas America's Team Cowboys. The entire world will be watching this game. It's on Sunday night, prime time. I know you're at home, but I'm going with the Cowboys. Week 1, you struggled with the Cowboys last year. You struggled to beat Dak Prescott. He typically has a very good game against teams from the NFC East every year, and I like the Cowboys a lot this year, so I got the Cowboys week 1. Week 2, you play the Cardinals. You play a coach you're familiar with, and Jonathan Gannon. He was the defensive coordinator for Philadelphia, but he doesn't have any talent in Arizona, not nearly what he had in Philadelphia, and for that reason, I think you win this game. I know his defense dominated you guys last year, but like I said, no talent in Arizona. Week 3, you play the Niners on the road on Thursday night, short week. I think that this is a game you drop. The Niners are very good. They're, I think, one of the 3 best teams in the NFC. I know that you'll fire all these blitz packages at them because that's what Wink Martindale does, but I think at the same time, Kyle Shanahan will find a way to mess with that. And yeah, I just think the Niners are at home. I love this spot for the Niners. Week 4, you play Seattle at home. Seattle dominated you last year. I think that this year, though, you're at home on a Monday night. I think that gives you the edge. I think you're better this year than you were last year. And yeah, I think you come back. You bounce back from Thursday night loss in San Francisco with a home win on a Monday night against Seattle. So you're 2-2 through the first 4 weeks. Not bad considering that your schedule is pretty tough to start. Week 5, you play the Dolphins in Miami. I think that you will lose this game. I mean, I have my questions about your secondary still a little bit, and you're facing, in my opinion, the best receiving duo in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Like, they could take a 6-yard slant, 70 yards for a touchdown. And yeah, I just think this is a game that the Dolphins, their perimeter, will come into play here. Week 6, you play the Bills in Buffalo. I believe this is Sunday night. I've got you winning this game. Brian Daboll knows Buffalo better than anybody. He knows how to defend Josh Allen. If the Giants' strength on offense is running the ball, the Bills' run defense has stunk over the last couple of years, and I think this is a game that you could get your run game going, and you pull this one out like 27-24 or something like that. Like it'll be close, but I got you winning this game. Week 7, you play Washington at home. I think you'll split with the Commanders. You're pretty even with them this year. So I'm just going to say that right. I'm just going to say now that you guys split. Week 8, you play the Jets, Battle of MetLife Stadium, Battle of New York. I think the Jets win this game. Biggest reason, their defensive line versus your offensive line, which I still think is kind of weak too. I think this is a game that the Jets' defensive line takes over and that their talent will overwhelm the Giants. Although I will say you guys did play Aaron Rodgers well last year, so I wouldn't rule out the possibility of you winning this game. Week 9, you play the Raiders in Las Vegas. I think you win this game. I mean, Brian Daboll knows Josh McDaniels very well. Josh McDaniels struggled against the Bills in his later New England years. And yeah, I think the Raiders defense still has a lot of question marks, and I think you can take advantage of their not great run defense, get your ground game going. Yeah, I think that game could go either way, though. Week 10, you play the Cowboys in Dallas. I got Dallas sweeping you again this year, just for now. But, I mean, I wouldn't say it's not possible that you beat them this year because, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys, like, they've been so good against the division. You got to give them the respect. But, again, something could happen. Dak Prescott gets hurt or something, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I got the Cowboys sweeping you. Then week 11, I got you losing to Washington. Week 12, you play my Patriots at home. It's kind of funny because the Giants logo just gives me horrors and nightmares whenever they play the Pats. I think, though, that was definitely a different era, but I do think that you guys win this game. Brian Daboll knows Belichick very well. Belichick typically loses these games to his former assistants. You're at home. It's a coin flip, though, for sure. But I think, I don't know, I feel like that feels like a loss for the Pats. So you're 6-6 going to the bye. Coming off the bye, you're playing the Green Bay Packers at home on a Monday night. I think this is a good spot for you guys. It's a tough one, though, for sure. Like, I think you're going to either beat the Packers and lose to the Saints, or you're going to beat the Saints and lose to the Packers. I'm going to say that right now because you're at home on a Monday night. You beat Green Bay. Again, Green Bay has struggled to stop the run in recent years, and I think this is a game where you could expose the Packers' run defense, get your run game going, and you sneak out like a touchdown game or something, I'll say. Week 15, you play the Saints in New Orleans. I have trouble trusting your offensive line on the road against a team that has a good pass rush, which New Orleans does, and it's at the Superdome. That's going to be loud. It's going to be raunchy, and yeah. So I got you losing to the Saints. Week 16, you play the Eagles in Philadelphia. You guys really struggled to beat the Eagles last year, so I'm going to say that right now they sweep you. Again, though, Week 18, if Jalen Hurts isn't playing, I know Jalen Hurts got hurt at this point last year, so I mean, like if Hurts isn't playing, I'd say it's definitely possible you do beat them. But yeah, I got the Eagles winning both games, and then Week 17, you play the Rams at home. I think you win that game. So overall, I got you at 8-9, which I know sounds like a step back from last year, but again, this is a much more difficult schedule than what you had last year. Like, I thought that last year you got a little bit lucky in some games and you didn't really play you didn't play that many great teams, and you lost to every team that you should have lost to. So I think you could be better for sure. Like, there's a couple games here, like the Dolphins, the Jets, the Saints, even your divisional games. Like, I'd say you have a ceiling of probably 10-7, 11-6, and I'd say your floor is probably 7-10. So I got you at 8-9 right now, which, I mean, that might be enough to get you into the playoffs still. Like, I mean, the NFC is not, it's rather weak. So, like, I mean, yeah. But again, who knows? I like your coaching staff. I think you had a good season last year to build off of. I don't know. I think it might be a little hard to replicate. I think you'll be about where you were last year. It'll just result in a worse record because of a tougher schedule. Let me know, Giants fans. How do you think your team is going to do in 2023? Thank you so much for joining in to the Football World with Juice today, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.